You know what? I used to think Karens were just internet memes. Boy, was I wrong. Last month, I became the main character in the most insane Karen encounter of my life. And, honestly, I'm still processing what happened. Because this woman didn't just ask for my manager, she tried to destroy my entire career, my reputation, and nearly got me arrested. All because I refused to give her a free coffee. But here's the thing that'll blow your mind. She wasn't just any random customer. Oh no, this gets so much worse. So, picture this. I'm working at this upscale coffee shop in downtown Seattle. You know the type, where a latte costs $8 and everyone thinks they're the main character. I've been there for 2 years, worked my way up to shift supervisor, and honestly, I loved my job. The pay was decent, my coworkers were cool, and most customers were pretty chill. Most customers, I should have seen the red flags when she walked in that Tuesday morning. Designer handbag, perfectly styled blonde hair, and that look, you know the one. Like the world owes her everything, and she's here to collect. She marched straight to the counter, completely ignoring the line of 6 people who'd been waiting patiently. That should have been my first clue that today was about to go completely off the rails. "Excuse me," she snapped her fingers at me like I was a dog. "I need a grande skinny vanilla latte, extra hot with oat milk, but make sure it's the good oat milk, not that cheap stuff. And I want it for free because your barista was incredibly rude to me yesterday." I politely explained that we only have one type of oat milk and that I'd need more details about yesterday's incident to authorize any refunds. That's when her voice went up about 3 octaves. "Are you questioning me? Do you know who I am? I spend hundreds of dollars here every month." The other customers started exchanging glances. You know that feeling when you can sense drama brewing? Everyone in line was suddenly very interested in their phones, but I could tell they were all listening. One guy even started recording, which, thank God he did, because you'll see why later. "Ma'am, I'd be happy to help, but I need either a receipt from yesterday or the name of the employee you had an issue with." I kept my voice calm and professional, exactly like they trained us. Big mistake. This woman took my reasonable request as a personal declaration of war. That's when she completely lost it. And I mean completely. She started screaming about customer service, about how this generation doesn't know how to work, about how she pays my salary. Classic Karen behavior, right? But then she grabbed my name tag, actually physically grabbed it, and yanked it so hard the pin scratched my neck. "Your name is Jessica, right? Well, Jessica, I'm going to make sure you never work in customer service again." She pulled out her phone and started taking pictures of me, of my name tag, of the store. "I'm posting this everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Yelp, Google reviews. I'm going to destroy this place." I asked her to please calm down and step back because she was now literally leaning over the counter, invading my personal space. The other customers were getting uncomfortable. Some left without ordering. That's when she said the thing that still gives me chills. "You have no idea who you're messing with, little girl. I have connections. I can ruin your life with one phone call." Do you know that moment when your fight or flight response kicks in? My hands were literally shaking, but I maintained my composure. "Ma'am, I'm going to need you to leave the store. You're disturbing other customers and making threats." But here's where it gets absolutely insane. She didn't leave. Instead, she called 911 right there in my coffee shop. She called the police and reported that I had assaulted her, that I had threatened her, that I had used racial slurs, none of which happened. And thank God that customer was still recording, because this woman was about to try and destroy my life over a free latte. While we're waiting for the police, she's pacing around the store like she owns the place, still taking pictures, still making threats. She called her husband, apparently some hotshot lawyer, and I could hear her spinning this elaborate story about how I attacked her, how I was discriminating against her, how I was the worst employee she'd ever encountered. But then, and this is where my jaw literally hit the floor, my coworker Sarah comes out from the back and goes completely white. "Oh my God, Jessica, that's my mom." "Wait, what?" I stared at Sarah, then at the Karen, then back at Sarah. "Your mom?" The Karen, who I now knew was named Linda Thompson, froze mid-rant. Sarah walked over to her mother, and I could see the family resemblance now that I was looking for it. Same nose, same jawline, but definitely not the same attitude. "Mom, what are you doing here? Why are you yelling at my coworkers?" You guys, the silence in that coffee shop was deafening. Linda looked between me and Sarah, and I could see her brain trying to process what was happening. Her daughter, her own daughter, worked with the girl she was trying to destroy. "Sarah, honey, this girl was incredibly rude to me. She refused to help me and was very disrespectful." Linda's voice had completely changed. Gone was the shrieking Karen, replaced by this fake sweet mother act. But Sarah wasn't having it. "Mom, I heard everything from the back room. Jessica is the nicest person here. She's been nothing but professional, and you're acting completely insane." That's when Linda's mask completely slipped off. She turned on her own daughter with the same venom she'd been directing at me. "Don't you dare take her side. I raised you better than this. Family comes first." "Family doesn't act like this, Mom. You're embarrassing me. These people are my friends, my coworkers. How could you do this?" I watched this woman choose her pride over her relationship with her daughter in real time. Instead of apologizing, instead of backing down, she doubled down. "If you're going to side with strangers over your own mother, then maybe I raised you wrong." The police arrived just as Linda was telling Sarah she was disappointed in her. 2 officers walked in to find a crying barista, a furious mother, and about 15 customers with their phones out recording everything. The officer who took my statement couldn't help but shake his head when I explained the situation. "So, let me get this straight. She called 911 because you wouldn't give her a free coffee, and then found out you work with her daughter." Officer Martinez looked like he was trying not to laugh. Linda tried to maintain her story, but with multiple video recordings and witness statements, it fell apart pretty quickly. No charges were filed against anyone, except Linda got a warning about filing false police reports and was banned from our store. But here's the part that still breaks my heart. Sarah quit the next day. Not because of me, not because of work, but because she couldn't handle the embarrassment. She said her mom had been getting worse over the past year. More entitled, more aggressive, more demanding. This coffee shop incident was apparently just the latest in a series of public meltdowns. "I love my mom," she told me on her last day, "but I don't like who she's become." 3 weeks later, Sarah got a job at a bookstore across town. We still text sometimes, and she says her mom hasn't apologized. Not to her, not to me, not to anyone. Instead, Linda apparently tells people that we ganged up on her, that we conspired against her because we're part of the entitled generation. But you know what? That customer who recorded everything, he posted it on TikTok and it went viral. Over 2 million views of Linda Thompson having a complete meltdown over a free coffee. The comments were brutal. People recognized her, shared their own stories of encounters with her. She became exactly what she was trying to make me become, a viral villain. The irony is that she got everything she threatened to give me. Her reputation was destroyed online. Her husband's law firm asked him to take a leave of absence until the attention died down, and she lost her relationship with her daughter, all because she couldn't accept the word no from a coffee shop employee. Sarah and I both learned something that day. Sometimes the people who love us the most can also hurt us the most. Sometimes standing up for yourself means losing people you care about. And sometimes Karens aren't just internet memes. They're real people with real families who have to live with the consequences of their actions. So, I have to ask you guys, if your parent was acting like this, what would you do? Would you stand by them no matter what? Or would you speak up like Sarah did? And if you witness something like this, would you intervene or just record it for social media? Because honestly, I'm still not sure which response helps more. Let me know in the comments what you think. Would you choose loyalty or integrity? Because Sarah had to make that choice in front of a room full of strangers. And I don't think any of us should have to do that. Maybe your family member could be the next viral Karen. The question is, would you stop them or would you let them destroy themselves? Think about it.